Jane Harrington here, independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. I'm going to show you a paper pumpkin alternative. This is for my wonderful family, April 2020. I just got my kit in the mail today and I've been playing with it a little bit. So I'm going to share a cute little idea I had for you. So first of all, let me show you, this is what the cards look like when you put them together. And you'll notice that there is a matching envelope. So there's one of them. Here's the other one. I love it because it's a Z-fold card. Isn't that great? Tell you what, your recipients are going to love getting these because they're unique. You're not going to see these anywhere else. People love to get handmade sentiments. So I'm going to put those aside. The first thing I'm going to show you. So this is a card that I made yesterday and I really loved it. I used the Magnolia Suite and notice there are 4 backgrounds that are layered, and I embossed everything in white to make it pop out, and it really looks cool. I loved that card, and I thought, you know what? I'm kind of inspired by that, so I'm going to do a paper pumpkin card. So I used the elements that were in the paper pumpkin kit to make a card similar. I was inspired by this one. You can see how similar they are. So I did the same thing, and if you ever want to make this, the dimensions of it are 5 inches by 10 inches, and you score it at the 5-inch mark. So it gives you a square card, 5 by 5, and if you can't find envelopes for it, you can make your own. That's another tutorial for another day, but here we go. You can see that I did 4 layered squares. These 2 I used elements from the stamp set that comes in paper pumpkin. I used this stamp here, which is the tree leaves, to make these. I used Pear Pizzazz. And this tiny little leaf here, I made my own background stamp out of it just by stamping repetitively and turning my stamps over and over again. And again, I used Pear Pizzazz for that. So these 2 I embossed in white, and I used Grace's Garden. Here's Grace's Garden. This stamp set here, I used this stamp and this stamp that I embossed in white just to make these backgrounds. So that's one idea for you. You'll notice one little interesting thing is I stamped the tree leaves twice, and I fussy cut around them, and I glued one to the back. That makes the background. This one I popped up with Stampin' Dimensionals, and that makes it pop off, makes it, you know, give it a little 3D dimension. And then I used dimensionals for the butterfly. You notice it pops up, so it kind of looks like it's flying. And then there's a dimensional here, and then there's a bird here. And I used the little pearls that come in the kit for that. Now this particular ribbon did not come with it, but this is our Rococo Rose ribbon that you can find in the current catalog. So that's one idea of a way you can, you know, take one card that you're inspired by and make it your own, make another card that's inspired by it. So I'm going to show you very quickly another idea that I have. So this is something I'm playing with. It's actually a piece of decor, or this could be a scrapbook page. There's a lot of ways you can use it. You can get a frame and you can frame it. You can put it in your scrapbook. You can hang it on your wall. Maybe you could use some ribbon. This is the mint macaron ribbon. You might want to take a piece of ribbon and maybe run it behind like this, and so you can hang it on a hook or on a nail or something on your wall. So there are a lot of ways you can use this, but this becomes an element of decor. I'm going to show you very quickly. It's really just a matter of gluing it all together. I'll show you what I did. So I took the elements from the kit are these 2 leaves, branch leaves. I took this and this banner from the kit. This piece here is one of the focal elements for this particular card, for the Z-fold card. You see it's the background here. So I took that element. I took a piece of mint macaron ribbon, but of course you can use any color you want, or if you don't want ribbon, you don't have to use it. I also took 2 birds, a butterfly from the kit. Everything else I had at home So this is soft sea foam is the color, and I cut it 6 by 6 inches by 6 inches. That's my backing. And then this piece of DSP, Designer Series paper, is from our Tropical Suite. And I will put the link in the comments of the video in the description so that you know what particular paper I'm using. You can use any paper you want, but I noticed that the colors from this paper really seemed to match what I was doing, and it just made it kind of pop. So I really liked that color. This is the back side of it. You might decide you like the blue. You know, you can play and see what patterns and all that you like. But so this one is from our Tropical Suite. The other thing I did, so you notice I cut a little bit smaller than the 6 by 6. I don't have the dimension, but you know, you can kind of eyeball it and see what layer size you want. And I took our element here and I used some curry, or crushed curry color, to make a frame behind it. And then this is also a piece from the tropical paper. This side here I turned it over because this green is kind of perfect. It kind of goes with the pear pizzazz, and so this makes our framed backing. So really quick, all I'm going to do, I'm using my glue because the glue holds together beautifully. I'm just starting to get low on it actually. Naturally it would be during a video. So just put a real thin line of glue, not too much and not too close to the edge. You don't want it to bleed out. So we're just going to layer. Everything is really, this project is simply a layering project. All you're doing is gluing, you're cutting your layers and you're gluing them together. So again, I'm doing a thin line of glue and I'm just gluing my layers together like so. If you don't like these particular colors, you can choose any colors you want. Crafting is all about using your imagination, stepping outside the box. So I'm going to glue this layer down as well. Whoops, got a little too close to the edge there. That's okay. Okay, now I glue this piece onto the 6 by 6 inch backing. That is beautiful. I love this. The tropical elements are so relaxing to me. Okay, so there is our backing. Now our frame is put together. This is going to be the focal point in the background. So I'm going to go ahead. You can use dimensionals if you want to pop this off. And actually, I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm going to take my Stampin' Dimensionals and I'm going to put them on the corners here. Can you see this? Like so. The dimensionals, you can just peel the backing off and they're self-adhesive, and it gives your project some 3D elements. You can also use other things to make it pop up. I'll put some product ideas in the description of the video to give you some ideas of what you can use. But our Stampin' Dimensionals are superior, in my opinion, to anything you will find at the craft store. So now you see the dimensionals are on there. It's going to adhere this on. I'm going to line it up in the middle. Right about there looks like the middle to me. I press it down. Now this element pops off. Can you see that? I can fit my finger behind it. Just gives it some dimension. So the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to adhere my embellishments. And this is really where the project comes together. So you'll notice part of this I want off the page, and I'm letting this go over the sides. So I'm going to put some dimensionals on these and a little bit of glue on these so I know what I need. And I'm going to use my mini dimensionals since these are rather small leaves. So I'm going to put one there. Let's see, where do I want them? One there. And these two leaves right here. So one here, and then this leaf as well. Alright, and press them down, peel off the backings, and then I'm just going to add a tiny bit of glue or tape runner to, which leaves do I want? These leaves right here are the ones that are going to be adhering. I don't want a lot, I just want a tiny little bit. Oh, uh-oh, kind of running out of glue. I'm just going to use my finger to spread that glue around a bit. Okay, now I'm going to adhere this on. I don't want to cover up too much of the sentiment. You want to be able to read it. Oops, and this one, yeah, there we go. So you'll notice it has some dimension, okay? And later on I might add a dimensional here and here, but for the interest of time, I'm not going to do that right now. So the same thing over here. I'm going to put a little bit of glue here, here, here. Do that first, here, here, here. And then I'm going to put my little dimensionals right up on these leaves here. Oops, I might have done that backwards, but we'll see. Again, I'll probably, after the video, I'll probably go back and tweak it just to make sure that it's not going anywhere. So I'm gluing this down right here. And my dimensionals will make it pop off the page. Yes, I'll definitely add a dimensional here. I'll go ahead and do that now. Because these are so bendy, it makes it easy to fix right there. There we go. So now we have our leaves that are kind of popping up, and you can still read your sentiment. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I want to take these here, the two banners, the yellow, or the crushed curry banner and this soft seafoam banner, because we're going to be putting those right here, but I want to stamp a sentiment on it. So I'm going to take shaded spruce. Again, you can use any color that you fancy. And this particular sentiment, family, where life begins and love never ends, this kind of matches the sentiment that is on the main element, the focal point. So I just inked it up. I'm going to line it up in about the middle and press it down with firm pressure. Not too hard, not too soft. Beautiful. When I lift up, it gives me a perfectly stamped image. And you'll notice I used my Stampin' Pierce mat because when I'm using the photopolymer stamps, you want a surface that's going to give you a nice cushioned image so that it stamps beautifully. So I'm going to just glue this on to, I'm going to just apply a little bit of glue in the middle. Again, I'm going to have to, at some point, change out my glue, get some new. So I'm putting this right in the center of the crushed curry. Again, this came from the kit. So here we go. And I want this kind of angled. I kind of like it angled. So you'll notice it's going to be a little bit on the sentiment and a little bit off. So I need to take my dimensionals. I'm going to stick one right here. And so it'll go like that, and I'm going to stick one right here. I'm using my finger to gauge where I'm putting them. I peel off the backing. I'm going to add a little tiny string of glue right here just to hold it in place on the sentiment itself. I lay it down, press down, and there it is on. Excellent. The last thing I have to do is add the small elements. And what I'm going to do for those is I'm going to use the mini dimensionals. These are tiny ones. For the butterfly, I'm going to stick it right in the center. And notice how I'm bending the wings a bit? It kind of makes the butterfly pop off the page. I'm going to put that butterfly right up there. You see that it looks like it's fluttering right off that page right there. I'm also going to put one on each bird. And again, these were also in the kit. I think I'm going to put one bird maybe down here with the leaf. What do you think? Right about maybe there? You can put them wherever you want. And the last bird, notice I'm doing elements in numbers of 3. I like when there are uneven. I think I'm going to put this bird right down like so on that. I like when there are uneven numbers, and 3 is a good number. Now, if you want to put your ribbon on, you could put it down here. You might want to put it up in the corner. You might not want a ribbon at all. So I'm going to leave this particular one off, but it's just an idea if you want to put a ribbon on. So there you go. Very simple, and you can see it was just a matter of gluing your layers together. It was very easy. This is a simple project. You can use it for decor. You can give this as a gift. You can put it on a little, one, you know those little stands? You can put one on your desk and have it on your desk. There are a million different ideas that you can use this for. I'm probably myself going to send this to my mom because she is my crafting buddy. She's the one that got me involved in stamping. She taught me how to stamp when I was young. And so she deserves this wonderful little family element. So Mom, I'm sending this to you. I hope everybody is surviving the being at home during the coronavirus, and I hope everyone stays healthy and keep on stamping, keep on smiling, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.